Gardens. The best time to visit is in late April, or in colder years early May. The Dominion is located south of Little Italy beside Dow's Lake. It can easily be reached by public transport from downtown Ottawa by bus. Otherwise, you can drive. But there is very limited free parking. Arrive early in the day to avoid the crowds of blossom peepers, who could ruin your Instagram perfect shot. Niagara Park's Botanical Gardens. Niagara Falls is certainly famous for its beautiful waterfalls, but you may not realize that it's also a great spot for cherry blossoms. While there are a number of places to spot these blooms in Niagara, the best place to see them is the Niagara Park's Botanical Gardens. Established in 1936, the Niagara Park's Botanical Gardens feature azaleas, perennials, rhododendrons and more across its 99 acres of land. The gardens are one of the best places to find flowers in Ontario. It's even home to a world-famous rose garden, but we're here for the cherry trees. Upon entering the gardens, follow the path to your right, where you'll find a cluster of vast cherry trees towering over you with their beautiful blooms. As you walk through the botanical garden, keep an eye for tags around the trees, which will tell you what variety of cherry tree it is. If you visit on a day with some wind, you'll feel like a princess as the petals fall down around you. Bring a book or a picnic and soak up the botanical gardens can be accessed by the WeGo Green Line, which runs all year round, or by car. If you're looking to spend an afternoon enjoying the area, the Niagara Park's Butterfly Conservatory is in the heart of the gardens, and is the perfect activity to enjoy after you've admired the beauty of the cherry blossoms. Cherry blossoms in British Columbia. The true winner as a destination for cherry blossoms in Canada is British Columbia. Here, you'll find the earliest blossoming trees, and the most abundant number of them. It all began in the early 1930s. It was at this time that hundreds of cherry trees were given to the Japanese Canadians who served in World War trees throughout the city and Metro Vancouver. One of the earliest displays of cherry blossoms in Vancouver is in Stanley Park. Adjacent to the park's scenic Lost Lagoon in the West End neighborhood in the downtown peninsula, the pink and white blooms can flower as early as February but are at their peak in March. This is an excellent location to capture photographs, particularly around golden hour before sunset. Stanley Park is easily accessed by public transit or walking in the downtown core. David Lamb Park in Vancouver. You really can't go wrong when exploring Vancouver during the cherry blossom and spring season, as the entire city explodes in color. But one of the best spots to enjoy spring blooms in Vancouver is David Lamb Park. The park has nearly 100 Akebano cherry trees that Vancouver's Dr. Lamb donated. These trees breathe new life into the park after a long winter. As of 2022, the park is the new location for the Big Picnic, which kicks off Vancouver's Cherry Blossom Festival. The picnic is usually within the first few days of April. It is an opportunity to enjoy food and entertainment, while learning about First Nations and Japanese culture underneath the vibrant cherry trees. If you can't make the picnic, the best time to see the cherry blossoms at their fullest is the last week of March and the first week of April before they fade away. The park is nestled between Vancouver's iconic skyline and the False Creek waterway so that you can enjoy an urban or harbor backdrop to the full cherry blossom trees. For that stereotypical Canadian image, spring is also when the Canadian geese are wandering around the park. If you continue walking along the False Creek seawall from the park, you'll see plenty more blossoms. And although there are a ton of places in downtown Victoria to enjoy the blooms, the most iconic place to see the cherry blossoms is in Butchart Gardens. 500 incredible cherry trees were imported from Yokohama, Japan in 1936 by the Butchart family. 400 trees were planted on Benvenuto Avenue, which is the road leading up to the gardens. The remaining 100 trees were planted inside the gardens, in both the Japanese garden and the sunken garden. The cherry blossom canopies range in color from white to yellowish green and baby pink. The blossoms only last for a short period of time, usually less than 2 weeks. So if seeing the trees in full bloom is on your bucket list, you'll need to plan your visit carefully. The Butchart Gardens are located approximately 30 minutes from Victoria's Inner Harbor. Cherry blossoms in Alberta. This will surprise many, but you can find cherry blossom trees in Alberta. And the capital city, Edmonton, is a place to take in these incredible trees. Edmonton, Alberta. As the most northerly city with a population above 1 million in Canada, you would never imagine to see cherry blossoms in Edmonton, Alberta. In fact, few Edmontonians are even aware that it is now possible to go cherry blossom viewing in Edmonton. In the last few years, as word has gotten out, George F. Hustler Memorial Plaza has become the go-to place to see cherry blossoms in Edmonton. The plaza is in Cloverdale community on the south side of the North Saskatchewan River Valley, and is named after a former active member of the community. The park features around a dozen cherry blossom trees of a darker pink variety, and a walking path that passes right below some of them. Only 5 minutes away on foot is Edmonton River Valley's iconic landmark, the Mudditt Conservatory. It consists of 4 large glass pyramids that contain the city's most impressive botanical garden. The soon-to-be-opened Mudditt stop on the LRT Valley Line will provide public transportation to the plaza and